Anyway, today we have, pop on in here, a nice little 3v3 on Alvarez. Now, we're not going to get too much into the intros here. This game is going to be a absolute shit show. Alright, we have 2 Imperial Guard players and a random on the blue team. And on the red team, we have an Imperial Guard, Space Marine, and random. Now, Alvarez is a pretty chaotic map. Alright, you're going to see a lot of strong team fights here in the middle. Alright, it starts out in our position. We have one of our Imperial Guards down here in the southern quadrant. I don't know what this word means. Words, a lot of words. A triple Imperial Guard on this team. Alright, we see a power generator opener for mid. We have a barracks, and it looks like another power generator top. If we switch over to team 2, we have Imperial Guard. Oh my lord, Dark Eldar, that's a mess, and Space Marines. Now, I'm going to turn the Fog of War off here. This is going to be chaotic, this is going to be quick. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 battles on this map, don't last too long. The Imperial Guards definitely have a really good early game chance to win this, okay? Their turrets are much stronger than most factions. Their workers are a little bit stronger. They can afford to kind of push out here. If you turn off 1 or 2 of these chokes and just isolate the enemies from each other, you're going to win every time. Now, the Space Marines have a little bit stronger infantry, and the Dark Eldar are just, they're not going to make it into the mid to late game. So the team on the left-hand side or the top of the map, they need to win this ASAP. The team on the bottom half of the map, they have the best chance to win this as it goes into the late game. The longer it goes on, the Imperial Guard are going to get stronger. You're going to see more vehicle play. You're going to see crazier, more specialized infantry. Hell, even just 3 command squads or even a couple of Vindicare assassins, they're going to start picking units off. So, again, generally you don't always see this in 1v1s, but in 3v3s, the builds are a little different. You will see here the one Imperial Guard player down here put his barracks in the Dark Eldar base. The Dark Eldar specialty, their workers can touch a building once and it'll build. So sometimes you can build things in different locations that your worker can't get to. Dark Eldar will build it, and then bam, you can pump Imperial Guardsmen right out of mid. And as you can see with this map at the top, the Imperial Guard player is super out of line with his other 2 teammates. So this barracks here lets him put his units in buildings and garrison them over, instant transport. And I'm going to close the HUD for now. We're going to zoom in. We're going to get some nice tactical fights. These are the kind of matches I personally enjoy. So you'll see already the southern team, Imperial Guard, is already digging in. They already have a turret up. They're already controlling this whole area with this turret, and they can safely push through. Command Squad gets a Warrior Priest, which means they can go in for melee and do a lot of damage. Generally, if this is 1v1, you're going to see a Psyker here. The Psyker gets a nice ability to tap in and do very high single target damage with its abilities. And you'll already see the Imperial Guard on the south side, they're pushing through. Mandrakes did a little harass up here in the north. I don't see many casualties, but look at this. This wave of bodies is already going to start coming through. The Space Marine player really needs to get some kind of snipers up since there's no Psykers, or rush into tier 2 and get land speeders. I think the land speeders would be huge here with all this infantry blobs. 1 or 2 land speeders won't break the bank. You can get it relatively quick. And these Imperial Guard, there's the Psyker edition. This Imperial Guard wave is just going to run house. I'm not sure if the left team can really stand up to this in its current state. I think the mass Scourges was oh, there's the Scourge, heavy ranged infantry. I think the Mandrakes he made in the early game was a mistake. I think if he went either Scourges straight away, or maybe just went straight into, I forget what the battle line infantry is called for them, for the Dark Eldar. Basically the Dark Guardians, or Dark, Dire Avengers. And look at this missile turret's even taking out a listening post here. That's valuable resources going down. This needs to go ASAP. This can't be out-repaired. He's flying the Scourge over. The missiles miss. If he takes the turret out, he's in good shape. He does not target the turret immediately. He's picking off some Guardsmen models. And look at this. The top guard, the top team is pushing a little bit. I don't like these scouts. Don't waste your time. What's going on in bases? Any teching? Dark Eldar is teching up to the Homunculus Laboratory. Any other kind of crazy tech going on? That listening post goes down. That was tier 2. Turret does go down. Mandrakes are actually getting value. I didn't like this pick, but double Mandrakes, okay, let's see what they can do. Generally very weak until you get some supporting upgrades like permanent invisibility and poison weaponry, and a Mandrake strength upgrade for their, I think it's like double damage, some ridiculous number. Guardsmen being neat shield while this gets picked off. Fantastic idea. Too much fire, though. Imperial Guard can garrison their buildings and get heavy bolters and plasma weapons online. And look at this. This is the concave. We got Guardsmen dying. Mandrakes, again, good idea to run into melee, but there's no support behind them. They're just going to get cut down here. Guardsmen are not good in, yeah, weak unit. I agree. Look at this. I don't even know what he's saying. Gobbledygook all over the joint. Dark Eldar pushed back. Need support for these Mandrakes. There is a detector in here, but if this was picked off, they'd go nuts. They would have free reign. The turret is a detector, but the battle is over here. The Mandrakes could have got value. Haven't seen much from my Space Marine friends. Again, heavy bolter turret putting a lot of pressure on this listening post. I really like this. This is really, really annoying, and it keeps this Imperial Guard player spending his money up here. Trying to defend this, he's looking at this, he's got to focus on this. The battle's going on in the mid, he can't participate, he's not looking. Space Marine is rushing tier 2 for, I'm assuming, the Grey Knight Chaplain rush. Let's see, what's he researching here? He's getting his ranged upgrade, so I'm assuming the Chaplain's coming. Here he is. Who took the large generator? The Dark Eldar took it, so there's one thermal plasma generator on each side of this map. The top guard player took it over here. And they're pushing. I would have loved for the Space Marines to get another Space Marine squad. Just one or two heavy bolters once they get tier 2, just right here, would cut this down and really help them out. They're saying how imba Imperial Guard is and how weak Dark Eldar is. I think he just made the wrong unit choices. He bought the permanent cloak ability for the Mandrakes, but his Mandrakes are all dead. Why waste the money? Move on. Come on, next. Dark Eldar, he should have doubled down on the Scourges. I really like that. And then, again, if Space Marine built some units, Space Marines to be on the front line, or even this Imperial Guard player. No communication. Team games are all about communications. You can't get it all, so you need to kind of prioritize. You can see the top Imperial Guard players upgrading this turret to a missile turret. We're about almost 7 minutes into this game. At this point, you should start seeing vehicles, especially if he's already getting vehicles. Okay, the other team's already been the advantage. You should know this vehicle's coming, which, funnily enough, only one Imperial Guard player. Oh no, both Imperial Guards on the top have vehicles. The bottom one is heavy teching all these generators. He's probably going to go tier 3. And we saw a Librarian coming out of the Space Marine Librarian. And he'll have nice AoE spells to smite and break that morale. That morale check you saw earlier was a Dark Eldar ability. Wasted. It should be used in the middle of combat. Now this is the squad I'm most interested to follow from the Space Marines, these Grey Knights. These will tear through Guardsmen. I actually want to go from the Space Marine point of view. I want to hear their screaming. I want to hear the screaming. Grey Knights are my favorite voice line units, just for how zealous and just crazy they are. Especially with the Chaplain. So you'll see once they all start shooting. Unfortunately, he just walked them into this heavy bolter. I would have liked to have seen him scout it a little bit and again put his allies on the front line. But again, you don't need to worry about this turret as it's a missile launching turret. Now the vehicles and the South Imperial Guard team is coming up to flank, and this command squad's trouble. This is just a completely out of place Grey Knight squad. Doesn't need to be here right now. Again, he's stopping the harass on his teammates' power supply, but why? And you'll see here, lots of psychic abilities going on from all the different psychers. Grenade launchers on the South Imperial Guard team is ripping through all of this. Chaplain's keeping everybody alive, for now. There goes a commander, going down, falling on his knees. Another commander's ripping through everybody. Psyker and melee's always nice. These Psychers have an ability in tier 2 to lock down and stun, hard stun vehicles, and that's why you see the Chimeras flashing periodically. Grey Knights just get knocked down by mass grenade launchers. That was a nice smite from the Librarian coming out of the Space Marines. And look at that. The immediate forcing back of these Imperial Guards. Yeah, you can lose Guardsmen, but you cannot afford to replace them over and over and over. It will drain your eco. Workers moved up here. Again, the Imperial Guard workers are a little bit stronger. He's using them to shoot the turrets out of the Chimera, the unique transport unit for Imperial Guard. And look at this. Mandrakes are trying to get value out and get the heavy turret, the heavy bolters down. Not going to be a good use of resources. I don't like the plays coming out of this Dark Eldar player. He's trying. I'll give him effort, but I'm not liking the unit selection. He's just not really helping his team too much out here. Again, a Scourge squad in the back here shooting would have been great. Again, even an Archon, where is the commander unit from the Dark Eldar? He has some very strong CC. His bodyguard unit is a monster in range if you tech into it a little bit. pick off a lot of these weaker Imperial Guard units. Dark Eldar are devastating in the correct position. They have very high attack values, similar to the Eldar. We see more upgrades coming out of the Space Marines. Power Swords, getting the health upgrade on his commanders. Force Commander did go down in that fight. It's a waste of money. We see the Witch Arena for the Dark Eldar player. He is going for the Malediction Research, which gives his Archon an ability. I don't think his Archon exists. He does not. He does not exist. So I had to pause. I'm curious. He's building him now, but you're spending money on an upgrade for a unit that does not exist. This is a big problem. I do want to just point out, I like the Slave Chambers. Dark Eldar have another custom resource called Souls. You can spend it. I can't see it in the replay, but this has abilities for the Dark Eldar you spend this unique resource on. You can farm it from Slave Chambers or from dead bodies, which is a lot of dead out here. Sorry for that. I'm going to keep going. So we can see the South Imperial Guard team is pushing through into the Space Marine base. Another great smite goes off. Look at that. For free. If he keeps him alive, we're in shape. He stuns the Northern team, Imperial Guard's Chimera, and Mass Chimera coming out from the South Imperial Guard army, really pushing through. He needs to get this Librarian back. Death is not what you need for him right now. Put the Grey Knights on front. These Space Marine squads are too late. Again, if we had a Bolter squad here, maybe 2 Space Marines with some missile launchers. Look at that. Bam! Almost a quarter health taken out right there from just 1 missile launcher shot. Grey Knights holding the line. This is what we need to see. Hopefully they can peel off a few of this Chimera, really hurt the Southern Imperial Guard team. Losing Imperial Guard models from this heavy Bolter turret on the listening post for free. Perfect. CC comes in. There he is. So locks the vehicle down. This missile launcher coming in. Ah! He misses! Brother, you've had 200 years of training with that missile launcher. You can't miss. Down he goes. A Sentinel comes out. Very strong anti-vehicle option. Pretty weak, but again, it's cheap. It's quick. 2 Sentinels will rip through most vehicles in the game if you let them go. Here's that commander unit from the Dark Eldar. This is what he needed. He needed to be here earlier. I don't know why he's out so late. That strong CC comes down, and now here we go. Now you can assassinate this squad. This Southern Imperial Guard commander with the Priest puts out an invincibility spell for about 8 to 10 seconds. They get out fine. Again, that was needed in the fight so much earlier. And then here we go. Grey Knights used, I forget what it's called, something, Storm Cloud, blah, blah, blah. A lot of AoE damage, a lot of slowing. This is great. Enemy team is standing in it. Missile launchers are still missing. Shameful to the Emperor brothers. Kasserkin come out for the Southern Imperial Guard team. Very heavy tier 3, also one of my favorite units in the game. Love hearing the thump of their health. I'm pretty sure they're Hellblaster last guns. The lore changes on them every day. I think on tabletop right now they're called Scion Tempestuses. They got renamed and retcon. Nice orbital bombardment. We're going to jump up top to the northern fight. We see Warp Beasts coming out from the Dark Eldar. An extremely heavy tier 3 unit. If the morale breaks, it attacks everybody around it. Get these Kasserkin out of here, boys. I like the play here by this other Imperial Guard player and the Southern team. Basilisk Artillery to really disrupt. That'll break a lot of morale here. Autocannon on the heavy weapons team. Doing a lot of damage. Pushing in. Took this listening post down again, and I would be so frustrated if I was this Northern Imperial Guard player. Just absolute pain in the butt. Space Marines held. They're pushing back out. We're going to probably start seeing very soon some scary Imperial Guard vehicles. I would expect to see Baneblades cooking. I was thinking more lines on Leman Russ. Here is the Soulstorm! Oh my, the name of the game coming out to show us. It's very rare you see this. This is, I want to say, 500 souls from the Dark Eldar player. Extremely expensive. Maybe it's 250. Very expensive. You don't see it very often. It doesn't do that much unless a lot of models are very weak. Wow. Cool we get to see that. That was a treat. We don't very rare. I play a lot of games. You don't see that. You don't see Dark Eldar on the battlefield very often, but you very rarely see a Soulstorm. Here we go. They're trying to line up and get one of the Imperial Guard players, single them out. This is where the other teammates need to kind of shore up their defenses here and kind of punish them. Leman Russ battle tank coming in, extremely strong mainline tank. Really is going to start pumping out some damage. So you can see those 2 missiles doing a quarter damage on the Chimera. Don't do much on Leman Russ. Last Cannon Sentinel getting free shots though. You don't want to let this happen too long. And here we go, Kasserkin in the back. Just getting mauled by that autocannon heavy weapon team. Love the placement of this. 1 or 2 heavy weapon teams will win you the game. Leman Russ goes down. Oh my, the control is abysmal. That Leman Russ was maybe back here. Oh, okay, that's why. There's already Excuse me, there's already a Baneblade out here. Blast Furnace was kicked out of the game. Who was that? That was the Dark Eldar player. Rage quits out like a goo goo gaga baby. Damn shame, I wanted to see more. Love the Dreadnought drop, but where's the support? I mean, yeah, you want to hold these vehicles here. I think this Leman Russ is stuck. Southern Imperial Guard team, I don't want to say they had this game from the draft, but they had a huge advantage. I think the Dark Eldar player just didn't build the correct unit comp. I also don't like the lack of Space Marines from the Space Marine player. I would have really loved to have seen in this early engagement over here either A, a Space Marine squad with some heavy bolters, or B, a Space Marine squad with some flamers running from the... I wish I could ping. Space Marine squad run in from the side with the flamers here. Break all the morale. Mandrakes are already in fighting. You just add a lot of chaos to the fight. And that would have been great. This battle here went really well for the Space Marine player defending. I didn't see the Librarian go down. I'm assuming he made it. That smite was massive. All these dead guardsmen in the crater here. He should have pushed from there. I think he looped up and around to his teammate's base. And again, more useless fighting here. Space Marine player, you want to be on top of people. You know, maybe run a strike or a raid in here. Break a listening post here. Get a couple generators for free. Just put some pressure up. You know, no pressure. I really loved the Basilisk play from this Northern Imperial Guard player in the south, or I guess top. Basilisks are super underrated. Normally you won't, but if you have the extra 200 Wreck and Power lying around, you can put an Earthshaker around in there. Massive AoE damage on the Basilisk. Really nice game. Love to see it. Love to see the big battles. Love seeing Guardsmen dropping in their hundreds. Absolutely glorious service in the Emperor. Let's go ahead and check the score screen. I want to say this was the dude with the Basilisks. Krestovaka. And I feel bad for this Imperial Guard player was in the top corner. He kept getting his listening post harassed. Let's see if that indicates in the resource tab. I mean, he was not that far behind, even after all that harass. Interesting. Anyway, my name's been Unseen Strike, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to cast this for you, and I'll see you on the next one.